Hello, it's Ryan from 2minutetennis.net, and in this video, I'm going to give you two incredibly simple tips that make a world of difference on your serve. The first tip has to do with your toss. Many players know what to do, but they struggle doing it. Many players know that they shouldn't be tossing behind them when they go to hit the serve, but rather they want to toss into the court. Here's a simple trick. At the beginning of your serve, try pulling at the beginning, rotating your body and pulling the ball past your front shoulder. See, when you rotate at the beginning of your serve, not only does that create a coil so you can uncoil, but it actually brings the ball past your shoulder. Since my arm is a radius, since my ball is past the shoulder, now my arm wants to naturally toss into the court. One thing I want you to practice is I want you to go out and practice just tossing. Don't even hit the ball. Just practice tossing and see where the ball goes. If you're someone who tends to toss straight up or even behind you, and the ball just goes straight up and down like an elevator, try bringing the ball back with the racket. Rather than separating, and then that just leads to the ball going over your head, try having the ball go back with your racket. Now the ball is behind the shoulder and you can toss in. One of the ways I like to explain it to my students is to feel like you are tossing to the service line. Now, obviously, the ball's not going to travel in the air like that. The ball is going to actually bounce and roll to that point. But let me just toss like I'm actually going to serve, and let's see if I can get the ball on the service line. Let's see. Can it get to the service line? The wind is pushing it. Come on. Oh, close. All right, pretty good. So my goal is to get the toss to go into the court so that I can then explode into the court forward. Many players who toss straight up or even behind, they fall backward as they serve. And they really can't just hit their best serve. So let me hit a few serves here, and I am going to bring the ball back with my racket. I'm going to toss into the court, and then I'm going to explode forward into the court. So this is tip number one. Toss forward into the court by pulling the ball past your shoulder at first so you can toss forward. That was the first serve I hit today. So if I didn't hit those balls would bounce, just like my demonstration. Those balls would go and bounce and keep going. And again, I try to get the ball to the service line. Let's see. Close. Here's the next idea. Has to do with the knee bend. So it's important that we bend the knees on the serve, but it's even more important that we do it at the right time. So here's the way you can film yourself and know how to assess or whether you're using the knees correctly on your serve. The knee bend should occur when the ball comes out of your hand. There are many players when they first learn tennis, they bend their knees and then they come up. Before they even toss the ball, their knee energy is just gone. What you want to think of is toss the ball, then bend the knees. When the ball comes out of your hand, that's when the knees begin bending. The knees will bend until your racket gets to the birthday hat. When the racket gets to the birthday hat above your head and you're knocking the birthday hat off from front to back, that's then when your body begins exploding up. So the knee bend occurs between the ball coming out of your hand and your racket getting above your head. And at this point, that's when the explosion up begins. So I'm going to hit this serve in slow motion, and you're going to see when the ball comes out of my hand, my knees bend, and when my racket gets above my head, my body explodes up. Hey, if you're looking to upgrade your racket to a Head, Babolat, Vocal, or Wilson, then you got to check out the tennisshoponline.com. Maybe you need new clothes. Look, you got to look good when you're winning. Both men's and women's enormous selection, performance shoes from Nike, Babolat, Adidas, and New Balance, whether it's hats or grips, even bags, even the latest and best strings. You got to click the link below, thetennisshoponline.com. So that was easy to see. Ball left my hand, my body started sinking down. When the racket got above my head, my body began exploding. When you toss forward into the court, and then you use your legs correctly, where you turn and coil, bringing the ball behind your front shoulder so you can toss into the court, but you coil, then bend your knees, ball comes out of your hand, the knees bend, and then right here, you, like a corkscrew, come up, exploding up into the court, and it all culminates into that wrist pronation and forearm pronation into contact. You use those two tips, combine them, go out and film yourself, work on these two ideas, assess how far you're tossing into the court. When the ball comes out of your hand, are your knees beginning to bend? And when your racket gets above your head, is that when the explosion begins? You put these two ideas together on your serve, there's no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.